Bourne Mariners look to make it back-to-back victories after picking up their first win of the season against South Shore just 2 days ago on the road. Now they're technically back at home, but they're still the road team here at Pope Park as they face off against the Acushnet Aztecs. Hi again, everybody. Colin Casey joined by Cam Sibert on this edition of Cranberry Baseball League action presented by WMUA Sports. And Cam, it was a big first win of the season for Bourne after getting off to a tough start, going 0-4, but they were pretty competitive in those 4 games. Finally, it seemed like everything went well for them.
Yeah, we were here on Sunday for that doubleheader. They ended up losing both of those games, but yeah, on Tuesday night, able to get into the win column, kind of on the other side of the card where it was South Shore was making a lot of mistakes in the field, kind of helped the Mariners add on a couple extra runs earlier in that game. That's kind of been the problem for them, is just offensive support. I mean, the defense has been just fine, but just need to see the bats get going a little earlier, and they did against South Shore in that game. South Shore was undefeated coming into that one, so a big win for the Mariners to get in the win column and start to make a push back towards the top of the standings now.
So the Mariners will be batting first in this game at, again, their home field at Pope Park, also shared by the Aztecs, and they'll be facing off against Zach Kirby, who's on the mound from Framingham State. Here is what the Bourne Mariners lineup looks like. Leading things off is Dan Cook. Batting second is third baseman Joe Frechette. Mitch Lundholm, the first baseman, will bat third. Zach DiMatteo, the catcher, who's got 3 RBIs already on the season, batting cleanup. Alex Sorrenti will bat fifth. Drew Boley, sixth. Noah Holland, seventh. Tyler Rondeau, eighth. And rounding out the order is Tyler Ferdinand. Just about set to begin a nice night of baseball. Temperatures, I believe, in the mid-70s here at first pitch. I expect that to drop significantly as we go into the night hours. Got lights here at Pope Park, so
yeah, I can tell you I'm excited for a little night baseball.
I'm sure a lot of these players are as well. So Cook digs in, and he will be the first to greet Zach Kirby in his second appearance on the season. From the windup, Kirby delivering the very first pitch of the game, and it will be in there for strike one at the knees. Working quickly is Kirby. And his 0-1 is ripped into right field, sinking fast, and he'll drop in front of Cabot Maher for a base hit. So leadoff single for Dan Cook gets the Mariners in business.
Yeah, and I mean, it's 7 o'clock at the start of this game. The sun's obviously going to change a lot throughout this game, and Cabot Maher out there in right field gets his first taste of what the glare is going to look like. That one able to get down. I mean, wasn't necessarily hit on the straightest of lines, but in a good spot to get down, and a nice leadoff single for the Mariners.
So Joe Frechette gets an opportunity. Third baseman watches the first pitch on the outside corner. Let's take a look at how the Aztecs look out in the field. At third base, it's Jason Bean. Shortstop, Dylan Sullo. Second baseman, Eric LeBrault. And first baseman, Bryant Salkine, as pitch is fouled straight back by Frechette. Left to right in the outfield, Brandon Sullo. Justin Sylvia, and Cabot Maher, who just ran that ball down in the right field corner. And doing the catching will be Ian O'Brien for Kirby. Frechette behind 0-2 in the count. Cook takes his lead off at first. Held on by Salkine. And the 0-2 will miss high. It's off the glove. Cook took a couple of aggressive steps towards second base, but he will retreat, as keeping it in front of him was O'Brien.
Yeah, did just enough to keep that one down. Kind of tipped off the glove, but didn't get to the backstop, so Cook has to hang up at first.
Kirby touching 86 on that last fastball, so his fastball sitting in the mid-80s. Pretty solid velocity from the right-hander. 1-2 will miss outside, 2-2.
Yeah, and you mentioned it, both of these teams kind of call this their home field, so maybe a battle for home field here.
Very similar to the Jets and Giants, the Meadowlands for the NFL.
Yeah.
The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike three. Got him with a high fastball, and Frechette is retired for the first out of the ball game. So now Mitch Lundholm will get an opportunity, and Cam Lundholm had a bit of a rough Sunday afternoon right here at Pope Park as he took a hit by pitch right off the brim of his helmet.
Yeah. Opted to stay in there and base run for a little while, but then eventually came out of the game there on Sunday. Tough guy.
Watches a backdoor breaking pitch for a strike. That was his that was in game one, and he ended up just going home after game one, so definitely good to see him back in the lineup and takes a big cut and falls behind 0-2. A really good-looking fastball from Kirby.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, quite a bit of velocity on the pitches here from Kirby. I don't think a lot of guys are used to seeing that necessarily out here in the Cranberry League so far.
Infield at double play depth, looking to roll 2 and get out of the inning. Long look in. Now the 0-2 is sliced foul off over the basketball courts down the left field line.
Yeah, and definitely a little anecdotal story I could drop at some point during the broadcast regarding a foul ball. Had my windshield smashed last game by a foul ball. Never like to see it, but I learned a lesson, valuable lesson, to park my car a little farther away from the field. Definitely not going to happen today where I parked.
Time is called. Lundholm gathering his thoughts. Pretty solid crowd on hand. Got another Little League game going on adjacent to this field. 0-2 pitch is a wild pitch over the head of O'Brien, and Cook will trot into second base easily.
Yeah, you mentioned there's a couple games going on at adjacent fields. Not that things are completely back to normal. Still players wearing masks and following a bunch of guidelines, but some are starting to somewhat feel a little bit normal. Baseball and things starting to happen, reopening. Feels good.
It's now an RBI chance for Lundholm with a runner on second. The 1-2. Breaking ball, check, swing. Did he go?
No.
And the field umpire says he held up, so that'll even things up at 2. Catcher Zach DiMatteo on deck. Righty might have an opportunity to drive in some more runs coming into this game with 3 on the season. Kirby's 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Lundholm frustrated with himself on that one as he chased one in the dirt. That is out number 2. How about Kirby coming back with back-to-back strikeouts after issuing a leadoff single to Dan Cook? Cook still on second base.
Yeah, you mentioned it too. The power hitter, DiMatteo, stepping in. Leads the team in RBIs right now. Roped a double off the left field wall here on Sunday.
First pitch to him. Just high. And with Eric LeBrault holding the runner on over at second. Decent amount of space on the right side of the infield. He can hit one the other way. And he does do that, but it's going to be foul down the right field line. It's actually a hit and run on as Cook took off. So 1 ball, 1 strike count. Mariners looking to strike first here in the top of the first. There's a tapper in front, but fielded before can get into fair territory by O'Brien, so that'll make it 1-2.
Yeah, interesting. It looked like O'Brien might have had a chance to see if that ball was going to just trickle into fair territory. He would have had an easy throw down to first base. Tough angle that we have up here, but picks it up before it has the chance to come fair. Saw in that game on Tuesday, Rondeau strike out with a check swing. Ends up getting called for a strike, but it was a drop third pitch. The entire field for South Shore came off the field into the dugout, and Rondeau took first base. It was a heads-up play, one you don't see often.
Cook on second, 2 away in the top of the first. And the 1-2 to DiMatteo. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another vicious fastball coming in from Kirby. You can hear the sound of the catcher's glove on that one. And after giving up a leadoff single, Zach Kirby strikes out the side swinging to end the top of the first inning. The Aztecs get their first opportunity at the plate coming up in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, that last pitch was absolutely blazing to the corner there from Kirby. He's definitely got some more velocity than we're used to seeing from most guys. A couple of scouts on hand, too. We heard that from some fathers.
So as we head to the bottom of the first inning, and let's take a look at the starting pitcher now for the Bourne Mariners. It'll be Logan Mayland, who is making his second start of the year, the right-hander from UMass Dartmouth. And Cam, why don't you tell us a little bit about Mayland and his last start?
Oh, right. I'm like, as if I'm good friends with him, but no. He actually, last time he pitched was against the Aztecs. He ended up going 3 innings, had 1 guy walked and 7 strikeouts. That was back on July 9th. So
exactly a week ago.
Right.
So you got that start on Thursday right here at this ballpark. So same situation, except his team is now technically the road team. So let's take a look at the starting lineup now for the Aztecs. And leading things off will be the shortstop, Dylan Sull out of Mass Maritime. His Mass Maritime teammate, Zach Sylvia, will be the DH and bat second. Jason Bean out of Springfield College batting third. Cabot Maher out of Barrington, the right fielder, will bat cleanup. Ian O'Brien, the catcher, batting fifth. Bryant Sulkine, the first baseman, bats sixth. Left fielder Brendan Solo batting seventh. Center fielder Justin Sylvia bats 8th, and second baseman Eric Lebrault of Massasoit batting 9th.
Yeah, and just kind of watching Mayland on the mound, he's got an interesting delivery, high kick, follows through, and there's a lot of movement on his fastball, and all of his pitches kind of tails towards a right-handed hitter. Well, and the breaking ball there going away from a right-handed hitter, so be interesting to see what he's got in store. But what a day for baseball, Colin. And we were talking a little bit about the golf. Great day. Well, it was a windy day out there at the Memorial, but Tiger Woods back in action. I was excited about that. Big golf guy and big Tiger fan.
Finished 1 under on the day and still in the thick of things. 5 strokes back to the leader, Tony Finau, after just 1 day. So, bottom of the first set to begin as Dylan Solo digs in. First pitch from Mayland, a good-looking fastball, some two-seam movement, swung on a miss for strike 1.
Yeah, and we got a guy down here with a radar gun. That pitch was 90 miles an hour.
Not wasting any time. Throws another one, and this one's hit on the ground towards short. Rondeau fields it, throw onto Lundholm is in time, and it's a quick 2-pitch out for Mayland and the Mariners, 1 away.
Yeah, that always helps to just low pitch count, get a batter out early. Rondeau, of course, over there at short has been solid all year long. Makes another good play. But saw the velocity there getting up to 90 miles an hour. That's the first time we've seen that.
So now Zach Sylvia gets an opportunity, the DH. He looks at a fastball right on the inside corner.
Yeah, with that movement as well. Makes the pitch very tough to see coming in there.
The 0-1 opts for the off-speed, and that'll miss outside. Breaking ball sitting in the mid-70s. And in this league, that's almost as fast as some of these guys' fastballs. The 1-1 rather misses inside. It's 2-1.
Yeah, but that fastball is hovering right around 90. That is top of the line here.
Now a fastball in the dirt, so Mayland in danger of surrendering a walk to Sylvia. Acushnet comes into this game at 3-2. Undefeated on the road at 2-0, 1-2 at home. They look to get to 500 at their home record here tonight. And the 3-1 will miss below the knees for ball 4, so it's a 1-out walk for Zach Sylvia, and he trots on down to first.
Yeah, base runners for the Aztecs. See how the Mariners respond. Definitely a double play opportunity.
So here's Jason Bean, the righty, swings and misses at a hard fastball. Bean, third baseman from Springfield College. It's about, 7 or 8 miles down the road from my house. Not too far from the UMass campus.
No.
About 40 minutes south on 91.
Which, I mean, who knows if I'll ever get to see that active again. That's sad to say.
1 ball, 1 strike. Mayland looks in. From the stretch, he deals. Can't bring the breaking ball down. 2-1. Right now, it's looking like another season where everyone's chasing the Braintree White Sox, who are off to a 5-0 start. Just got a quick pickoff moved first. Runner back in time, but quick 5-0 start for Braintree. They've only given up 6 runs in 5 games. That is unheard of. Sylvia takes his lead off, and Bean will waste one foul. That'll even things up at 2.
Yeah, we haven't seen a crazy high-scoring game yet, us personally. Mariners, most we've seen them score, I believe, is 4 runs.
2-2 count. Mayland comes set. And he will step off, and he'll get set once more. Cabot Maher in the on-deck circle. 2-2. Fastball high. Snap throw down. Lundholm has to field it as DiMatteo skipped it to him. But a good job by Mitch over at first to keep the ball in front of him.
Yeah. Don't want to give up extra bases.
Really sacrificing his body, too, which has already been through enough over the last few days.
This has been quite the lengthy at-bat, too.
Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball on the corner, strike 3, and Bean thought he had ball 4. He freezes in his tracks and retreats back to the dugout. Big strikeout for Mayland, his first of the evening.
Yeah.
And there are 2 away.
You know, you rarely see that payoff for a batter where you start to head down to first before the umpire makes his call. Usually that's when they want to ring you up. See it happen there. A couple steps down towards first base, and the ump says, "Hit."
Big swing and a miss by Maher for strike 1.
Yeah, and these Aztecs are going to have to creep back in the box a little bit, choke up, try to catch up with this fastball.
There's a good-looking slider for strike 2.
And then you're on your toes for the slider.
So Maher, the cleanup hitter, already down 0-2. Sylvia remains at first, the 0-2. Almost comes in and glances off of Cabot Maher's shoulder.
Still a pitcher's count. Obviously a pretty deep bag for Mayland. We'll see what he goes with here. I think you have to just try to burn him with a fastball.
Here's the 1-2. This is up and in.
Tried it. Tried to get him to chase. But good patience there by Maher.
Mayland comes set again, the 2-2. In there at the knees for strike 3, and that will end the inning. So a couple of punch-outs looking to end the bottom of the first for Logan Mayland. We are scoreless after 1 inning from Pope Park.
Yeah, pretty impressive there, too. I mean, like I say, we got somebody down there with a little radar gun thingy, and to see that Mayland's up in the 90s, right at 90. Fastest we've seen from a guy on the hill. Impressive little first inning there. Like I say, I mean, the Mariners have struggled offensively so far through this point of the year. It'd be nice to see him get the bats going early into a game.
So as we head to the second inning, back out to the mound is Kirby, who looked really strong after giving up that leadoff single. He punched out 3 straight batters. Could be seeing a pitcher's duel here with how the first inning went.
Taking place. And I mean, it's going back on that comment about the Mariners and just slow offensive production at the start of games. I think that's kind of just the key, to take pitchers deep into some counts, try to get some walks, force the defense to make plays, that kind of thing. Don't just swing at the first pitch or second pitch and make for easy outs.
Aztecs sporting the red, white, and orange jerseys, and to put it in a perspective for baseball fans, they look really similar to the old Houston Astros jerseys they wore back in the 1970s. Basically a spitting image of those uniforms, the white pants and the kind of almost southern, southwestern colors.
Yeah, it almost looks like the who are the Aztecs, the college team, or maybe the Sun Devils.
Arizona State, same
State,
colors.
Right.
Yeah,
it's similar to those.
As for the Mariners, they're wearing gray with blue numbers, navy blue. And so the second inning is underway. First pitch misses upstairs to Alex Sorrenti. Sorrenti out in right field for this one, the 1-0. That's up and in.
Sun continuing to set here at Pope Park. Starting to cast a shadow over home plate.
Kirby fights back with a fastball that's foul tipped in the catcher's mitt.
And after a leadoff single last inning, it'd be nice to see some early base runners again.
2-1 nearly glances off of Sorrenti. Kirby looking to avoid giving up his first walk, and he does for the time being. This ball popped up, and it's going to land right over us.
I already had a car windshield go down. Don't want to see my laptop get smashed.
Yeah. Looked like it landed just to the right of us. So the count is full. Sorrenti trying to get another leadoff man on. Payoff pitch. That one popped up again. Could be playable, but this one too will land just out of play and hit the bleachers.
Yeah, I'm sure you could hear that.
So Sorrenti putting up a really good fight.
Right, this is kind of what I was talking about. Just try to get through multiple pitchers, get the pitch count up. No easy outs.
From the windup, another payoff. In there for strike 3, and Sorrenti watches a
That
fastball right down the chute.
Yeah, that was
for
down,
out number 1.
down the pipe.
So that is 4 consecutive strikeouts now for Zach Kirby as he continues to mow down these Mariners hitters. Drew Boley looks to change that with 1 away in the top of the second. Right-handed batter digs in. First pitch. Misses high, and that's the one issue that Kirby's had is missing upstairs. We saw a wild pitch from him in the first inning that allowed Dan Cook to move up to second base. So when he's on, but when he's out of control, look out as a hitter. You don't want to catch one of those fastballs up and in. The 1-0.
Certainly not.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, definitely a pitcher's duel out here today, though.
Infield straight up, as is the outfield. The 1-1. Fouled straight back. Back to the point I was making before, though, about Braintree and the fact that they've only given up 6 runs in first 5 games of the year. They're looking to make it 10 of their last 11 championships here in the CBL. Just an unheard of streak of dominance.
I'd say that's a dynasty.
1-2 is
Look
swung on
out.
and missed, strike 3, and Boley loses control of the bat as it goes flying towards the Aztecs dugout. And that is 5 straight strikeouts now for Zach Kirby as he looks to strike out the side for the 2nd consecutive inning, and he'll have to do it against Noah Holland.
Well, we saw on Sunday a bat get let go of and go flying into that dugout. That one not quite in the dugout.
First pitch to Holland, and he's really behind that fastball. And second time through the order, Mariners batters are certainly going to have to make some big adjustments. 0-1, and still late on it was Holland was able to get just a piece of it.
Quickly in the hole here. See if Kirby stays with that fastball.
Mariners got their first win on Tuesday. They're now 1-4, including a 1-1 road record. There is strike 3. Holland will run down to first, but the throw over to first baseman Salkine is in time. And how about that? A 1-2-3 striking out the side effort from Zach Kirby in the 2nd inning. He now has 6 strikeouts in just 2 innings. And through an inning and a half, we are scoreless from Pope Park.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a pitcher's duel. I think we'll take a quick break here. You are listening to the Cranberry Baseball League, though, presented by WMUA Sports.
Bottom of the second from Pope Park. 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for the Acushnet Aztecs. Ian O'Brien, Bryant Salkine, and Brandon Solo. One of 2 solos in the lineup is, I'm going to assume, relative Dylan Solo, maybe brother or cousin. Led off for the Aztecs in the bottom of the first inning and grounded out to short. But here's Ian O'Brien, who's had a bit of a tough time behind the plate in the first inning, as Zach Kirby was a little bit wild, but in the top of the second inning, he certainly was able to zero in on that strike zone.
Yep. That was the topic of conversation towards the beginning of the year, is rust, kind of shaking that off. Both of these guys seem to have done that.
First pitch is fouled straight back by O'Brien.
Yeah, Malin hasn't had much.
Just had that walk to Sylvia last inning, but followed that up with a couple of strikeouts looking to Jason Bean and Cabot Maher. So O'Brien, the right-handed hitting catcher, digs back in. Count will be even 1-1. 310 down both lines here at Pope Park. 350 to the power alleys and 360 to dead center. Malin able to get him out in front with the changeup.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be a batter up against Malin right now. Change the speed.
Shadow's making it a bit hard to pick up that pitch, too. And
Oh,
right there, outside corner, strike 3, a fastball from Malin. Catches O'Brien looking, and that is 3 straight strikeouts now for Malin. 1 away in the bottom of the second.
yeah, and you see as the ball goes around the horn there after the strikeout, they just throw it back into Malin. He couldn't even see it because of the glare. Serious glare coming across the field.
And all 3 strikeouts recorded by Logan Malin have been strikeouts looking. First pitch swinging and fouling that off is Bryant Salkine. Left-handed hitting first baseman. And the 0-1 skips in for ball 1. Zach DiMatteo's gotten a ton of action behind the plate so far this year. He's been the go-to catcher. He also played first base second game of the doubleheader on Sunday. And he does a good job of framing that fastball for strike 2.
Yeah, just on the outside corner. But like you said, a good frame job.
Working quickly, Malin, the 1-2. Hit on the ground to second. Ferdinand plays it on a knee. Throws over to Lundholm for out number 2.
Clean play. Easy enough.
Malin looks to retire 5 in a row and get out of the inning against Brandon Sullo, the left fielder.
Can't complain about the pace of play so far. Which, I mean, overall has been pretty good for this Cranberry Baseball League.
First pitch strike to Sullo, and manager Nate Charette looking over at his third baseman, Joe Frechette, and told him to come in a little bit, maybe expecting a bunt. But a couple of fastballs taken for strikes by Sullo, and he's quickly behind 0-2.
Not a good spot to be right now against Malin. See if he goes to the off speed.
Here's the 0-2.
No.
Goes back to the heater, and it's going to be flared foul over the first base dugout. See some fans outside the outfield perimeter. Group in left field and a group in center.
It's definitely a good game to come to, and you mentioned center fielder out there for the Mariners playing off towards right field, expecting the batter to be late as they have been all game.
So it's 1-2. Malin looking to pick up his 4th strikeout. Pitch. Breaking ball that stays up and in. So Solo just trying to work the pitch count. Try to get Malin to that pitch limit.
He's hit with that off speed a couple times. Seems like he's having the most success with the fastball. And
there it is.
there you go.
Goes right back to it and gets Solo swinging to end the inning. So 4 strikeouts for Malin, 6 for Kirby on the other side. It is a pitcher's duel here at Pope Park. No score after 2 innings. We'll take a quick break. Inning number 3 coming up next. You're listening to Cranberry Baseball League action presented by WMUA Sports. Third inning from Pope Park, still no score. Colin Casey alongside Camp Sibert bring you Bourne Mariners, Acushnet Aztecs in this 6th game for both of these teams on a still pretty young season.
Yeah, the Mariners trending in the right direction. Got their first win there on Tuesday. Got the ace on the hill right now, so it looks like a good chance to maybe try to keep the momentum going.
Speaking of aces, Zach Kirby for the Aztecs looking to continue his hot start, and Tyler Rondo hits one out towards center field, but it'll hang up just enough to make the play out in center by Sylvia, and it's 1 pitch, 1 out to begin the 3rd.
Yeah, I caught a good part of the bat there. It's a couple times this year now that Rondo has hit some hard hit balls right to a position. You hear him kind of laughing about it. He's an upbeat guy from what we've learned about him so far.
He's like, I can't hit the ball in the gap. So with 1 away, 9-hitter Tyler Ferdinand digs in, second baseman. And he fouls off the 1-0 to the backstop. And Coach Shred over at third base telling his guys to lay off the high stuff. 1-1 from Zach Kirby. Chopped up the middle. Will it get through? Gloved at second. Bobble. The throw is not going to be in time. That's going to be an infield single. As the ball actually got away, but a good job backing it up by O'Brien. It was LeBrault who did a good job of getting to that ball, but he couldn't transfer it over to his bare hand. And with that speed from Ferdinand, that's a single almost every time.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting from your 9-hitter. Kind of got jammed up and just chopped it straight up the middle. Second baseman tries to field it with the forehand, working towards his backhand. Just an awkward play. And like you said, not enough time to get it over to first.
So second hit of the game. The first one for the Mariners belonged to this guy, Dan Cook. Ripped one to right field in his first at-bat, and he watches strike one on the outside corner.
Yeah, and a big part of this game is going to be which team can strike first with the defensive duel we've got going on.
Kirby bouncing back after giving up the 1-out single as he's got Cook down 0-2. Some good speed over at first in Ferdinand, but not a really big lead. The 0-2 misses high. Middle infield looking to turn 2. Kirby delivers home. Breaking ball, that's going to miss high.
Yeah, both of these pitchers a little more success with the fastball. I mean, seems like a lot of the breaking balls are being left high, which is not typically your place you want to miss.
2-2, and there you have another one.
Right. Just not getting around to the knee, the opposite knee, I guess.
Mariners not going after those high curveballs. So the full count, 1 away. See if Ferdinand takes off. He stays. Payoff pitch will miss inside for ball 4, and Dan Cook reaches base for the second time in as many trips, and now 2 on, 1 away for Joe Frechette.
Yeah, that's a big walk at a big time. I mean, you either have 2 outs with a guy on first, or now you got 1 out, man on first and second. Much better place to be, and a chance here for the Mariners to strike first.
So Frechette, who struck out swinging in the first, looking to get some redemption. Maybe pick up an RBI as well. You'll watch a fastball missing down and away, and wonder if Kirby's feeling a little fatigued. That was his first walk surrendered to Cook. 1-0. And he pulls the string and catches Frechette way out in front to even things up.
Yeah, nice breaking ball there. Caught Frechette off guard. Way ahead of that, like you say. And yeah, the Aztecs do have somebody getting warm over in the bullpen.
Both middle infielders holding the runner on at second. Ferdinand. 1-1 is chopped foul towards the Aztecs dugout.
Be big to just put the ball in play here. Like I say, force the defense to make a play.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, top of the third, scoreless game. And 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3 for out number 2, and that is the 7th strikeout for Zach Kirby. And boy, that was a huge one with 2 runners on.
Yeah, very important. Get yourself to 2 outs here. Now you got to force at any base. Chances to really get out of the jam, but Lundholm due up at a good time.
Lundholm also struck out swinging in his first at-bat. He's in an RBI spot, and that ball's hit out towards right, but it is almost directly at Cabot Maher, and he makes the catch to end the inning. So a couple of atom balls here in the 3rd inning leave the Mariners scoreless. After 2.5 from Pope Park, it is Bourne nothing, Acushnet nothing. You're listening to Cranberry Baseball League action presented by WMUA Sports. So Logan Malin goes out for his 3rd inning of work, and Cammy's looked really strong. Just the 1 base runner allowed via a walk. No hits given up through his first 2 innings, and that fastball is certainly moving at a high rate of speed.
Right, we talked about that, the velocity up there, and just kind of mentioned at the beginning too, the delivery is a little unorthodox, and it's got some movement to it, even that fastball, tailing towards a right-handed batter.
Real quick before we start the bottom of the 3rd inning, I'm going to set the Mariners defense, and we'll do it actually just after this pitch, as leading things off for the Aztecs is Justin Sylvia in his first plate appearance, and that pitch is chopped on the ground to first. Lundholm has a weird bounce on him, but he's going to win the foot race to the bag and take it himself for out number 1. Let's take a look at the Bourne Mariners defense. In left field is Noah Holland. In center, Dan Cook. Alex Sorrenti over in right. Third base, Joe Frechette. Shortstop, Tyler Rondeau. Tyler Ferdinand at second. Mitch Lundholm at first. and Zach DiMatteo doing the catching for Logan Maitland. So 1 down in the third. And the 9-hitter digs in. It's Eric LeBrault, the second baseman from Massasoit. The righty goes ahead in the count 2-0.
No more shadows at this point. 7:38.
And Rawl files that one off towards the Little League field.
Oh.
A couple of guys warming up, so hopefully we got out of the way of that one.
Look out.
Some lights over there, so we could get some night games going on there. That must be nice, and have any lights.
Yeah, it's going on here.
In East Long Meadow when I played. It's funny, we would the only night games we'd really play were about 50 minutes north and Ware, as there's a ground ball foul towards third base dugout. The other ones I can think of are Picknelly Field, which is actually in Springfield, right next to the highway, right by I-91, about 5 minutes away from the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Big fan of the Basketball Hall of Fame. Been there multiple times.
Feel like I don't go enough considering it's right in my backyard. 2-2, hit up the middle, played by Ferdinand. He's going to have to make a quick throw, and he makes a strong one in time. Some great defense up the middle, and Cam, we've seen it through the first few games of the season. Tyler Ferdinand and Tyler Rondeau have been just a deadly duo at second and short.
Yeah, very solid. Very mobile there, too, for Ferdinand to get to the center of the field, stab that one, and like you said, had to make a quick throw, but he kind of stomped on it and got it there in time. Rondeau on Sunday was making some crazy plays for sure as well. Had a flip to second using only the glove.
First pitch ball to Dylan Solo, who grounded out to Rondeau as the first batter of the game.
Right, and obviously we mentioned Malin doing pretty well on the hill right now, but it definitely helps to have a strong defense behind you.
2-0 count. There's a right-hander warming in the pen now for Bourne. See how much longer Malin has to go, but it's not that much longer. It's been really strong as he gets a strike over to Solo. Still no hits allowed. Malin deep side, now the windup, 2-1. This is outside. Solo looking to become the second base runner of the game for Acushnet.
All right. Probably going to be taking this one. And a good take at that. Oh!
Yep, fastball caught the corner. It was a late breaking fastball that kind of darted.
Yeah, I thought it missed outside.
The 3-2. In there, strike 3 called. So, great job battling back by Malin in that at-bat. And for the second straight inning, he gets a 1-2-3 inning as we head to the fourth. Still scoreless in this pitcher's duel from Pope Park. You're listening to CBL Baseball, presented by WMUA. we head to the fourth inning, and mercifully for the Mariners, I'm sure, Cam, they're happy to see that Zach Kirby is out of the game. Looks like he eclipsed his pitch count limit. And very strong game from him, giving up just 2 hits while striking out 7 Mariners in just 3 innings.
Right, and I mean, that's always been the thing in baseball. You see a pitching change, especially when an ace has been on the hill. You're kind of licking your chops right now if you're the Mariners, because definitely from what we can tell from this guy warming up, doesn't necessarily have the velocity that Kirby had, but a left-hander, which makes for a change. We'll see how the Mariners deal with it and if they can score the first run here.
We're just making sure we can get confirmation on this new pitcher. So there's 2 left-handers on the roster, but leading things off is DiMatteo. So the first pitch to Zach DiMatteo misses high. The catcher is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Here's the 1-0. That'll miss outside.
Yeah, so I actually don't think it's Elliott. I think it's the other left-hander there, just based off the picture I found.
Yeah, I did look at the. I looked at the other one though, and it didn't look like him either. So.
Mystery man.
Yeah, 3-0 is the count.
Potentially a player from the field too, just pitching right now. I mean.
Yeah, I mean the roster only shows 2 left-handed arms, and there's a 4-pitch walk for DiMatteo, so leadoff man is on. That is the second time that Bourne has had the leadoff hitter on base in the game.
Yes. Early base runner. Like you said, I mean, see who can strike first in this game. It's so far been a defensive battle. A couple pitching changes.
Alex Sorrenti, and he watches that pitch that catches the inside corner. Sorrenti struck out looking in the second inning. It's one of the 3 strikeout victims in that second as Kirby struck out the side. There's a swing, and that's just going to be a called strike as O'Brien was unable to hang on to it, so that'll allow DiMatteo to advance to second. I think he got a little bit crossed up, and now he'll head out to the mound and talk with his pitcher. So
yeah.
That one will be a pass ball.
I mean, we said it. The velocity is definitely not there that we saw with Kirby, so defense might be tested a little more here to try to help out their pitcher. It's up to the Mariners to capitalize on the change, and you have to think Malin for them is going to come out of the game eventually here, and things might start to open up a little bit. Definitely not throwing 86 miles an hour, I can tell you that much just based off my eye.
0-2 is fouled back.
Getting close to time to turn on the lights maybe here. We're up in the box. I don't know if it's our duty. Might have to press a button.
It's a good question. So still an 0-2 count. DiMatteo takes his lead off second, and check swing he's able to hold up.
Yeah, good eye there.
Still nobody out. Still no score. Bourne with both of the 2 hits in this game. 1-2, backdoor breaking ball doesn't quite catch the corner, and that'll even things up.
Yeah, nice at bat here for Alex Sorrenti.
Got another left-hander warming in the pen. And the 2-2. In the dirt. So good job by Sorrenti to work the count back full. Drew Boley in the on-deck circle. DiMatteo still on second. Set. Look over at second. Now the payoff. And that's going to miss just inside for ball 4. Much to the chagrin of the Acushnet Aztecs. They thought that was strike 3, but instead, it's back-to-back walks to kick off the top of the 4th, and the Mariners are threatening.
Yeah, threatening for sure. Nobody out here. First and second base. Got your 6th hitter up to bat. Got to be licking your chops right now. Got to be looking to just put one in play at least. I mean, test this defense.
So the first pitch to Drew Boley is swung on and missed. It seemed like he was out in front. And you mentioned it, Cam. I think it's been a bit of an adjustment for the Mariners to go from a hard thrower from Kirby to the new pitcher.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, we have no way of telling exactly, but it definitely seems like close to a 20-mile-per-hour change. Probably 15 or so.
There's a high pop-up towards the middle of the infield. Bit of a miscommunication at first, but coming in to make the play is Solo. Shortstop makes the catch for
a big infield fly anyway.
First out. Yep, infield fly rule was in effect, so the batter was out. Runners can advance at their own risk, but obviously not a wise decision with the ball being caught anyways. And so Boley retired. That'll give Noah Holland an opportunity. First pitch is sent out towards right. Cabot Maher comes in, makes the catch, no tag, and just like that,
yeah,
in 2 pitches, the Mariners record 2 outs without advancing any of their base runners on first and second.
Tell you what, a trend I'm picking up on too is a lot of these first pitches are right down the gut. I mean, you see a first pitch swinging there. Definitely stay ready for the first one if you're the Mariners, because it seems like that's the best pitch you're going to get so far.
Well, here's a guy who's been stinging the ball lately. It's Tyler Rondo. Lined out to center. His first at-bat. Lead off the 3rd inning. 2 on, 2 outs. First pitch. Misses above the letters.
Still a pretty good pitch to swing at. Backing up my theory. Yeah, see if Rondo can hit one into a gap.
A lot of space down that left field line. If he's able to turn on one, might be able to drive in both runners with them going on contact. And that's in the dirt. Bourne has left 3 runners on base so far. Got a couple of ducks out there now. Rondo, the right-hander, against the lefty on the mound. The 2-0. Lined up the middle, it slows down on the mound, and just a smooth play over at second by LeBrault to quickly field it and tag second base to end the top of the 4th inning. So Bourne able to threaten with 2 runners on, nobody out, but good job of hunkering down by the Aztecs to get 3 consecutive outs, and that will end the top of the 4th. We had the bottom half of the inning. Still no score from Pope Park. You're listening to Cranberry Baseball League Baseball, presented by WMUA Sports.
Alrighty, welcome back. So we're going to switch things up a little bit. Again, Cam Sibert and Colin Casey here for WMUA Sports, bringing you Cranberry Baseball League action. I'm going to jump on the play-by-play. Colin did a great job there. But so far, scoreless in this game, a defensive battle going on, and Malin looks like he's going to head back out there for 1, maybe 2 more batters. We had learned earlier in the season the pitch counts for these pitchers going to continue to go up kind of gradually as the season goes on.
Yeah, this being his second appearance, got a little bit longer of a leash, but there was an arm warming up last inning for the Mariners, and we know he's close to his limit, but very strong first 3 innings for him, and anything the rest of the way right now is icing on the cake.
Absolutely, and just trying to look over at your book to see who's due up here for the Aztecs. You do a better job.
Got the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in Sylvia, Bean, and Maher.
Yeah, so Zach Sylvia will be the one to lead things off. Designated hitter here for the Aztecs. First pitch coming from Mayland in this inning is fouled off behind home plate. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Game's moving pretty quickly. We're not even an hour in, and we're halfway through.
Yeah, we mentioned it a few times. It's defensive battle. Not a lot of hitting going on.
This game might go quicker than my ride down here.
hate to hear that, but here's the 0-1 pitch. Looked like it might have caught the outer half, but it didn't, so even up the count at 1 apiece.
Yeah, but who doesn't love a good pitcher's duel? It's great to see a lot of quality pitches, a lot of strikeouts. Here's one
dribbled over towards the shortstop, Tyler Rondeau, able to scoop it off the short hop and get the throw there in time.
Just so smooth. I mean, that's not an easy play with how softly that ball was hit, and he took such a steep angle towards that the ball kind of hopped up and handcuffed him, but he was ready for it, gloved it, made a strong throw over to Lundholm, who has looked pretty sharp over at first himself. This entire infield for the Mariners has looked really strong defensively for the better part of the season.
Absolutely. Now Jason Bean stepping in, another Maritime guy, as well as Sylvia. And yeah, the thing I was most impressed by with Rondeau after seeing him for the first couple of times is the way he can throw on the run. Obviously a big trait to have if you're a shortstop. Another strike in there from Mayland.
Yeah, usually the shortstop's a quarterback in the infield making some of these tough plays. They got to go to their right on some of those balls hit towards third, and also got to play up the middle, especially with lineups that have a ton of right-handed batters.
Fastball high and away to Bean.
And this could be it for Mayland. We'll see.
That strike in there.
He certainly looks like he'll go another 3 innings at this rate.
Absolutely. Steady since the start here for Logan Mayland. 2-strike pitch. Got him swinging for the second out of the inning. Another fastball there, high and away, I should say. And it looks like that'll do it for Mayland. Colin, you've got the line there.
Yep. 3 2/3 for Logan Mayland, the UMass Dartmouth righty. Not a single hit allowed. No runs, of course, either. Just the 1 walk to Zach Sylvia in the first inning. 6 strikeouts. Just a very strong performance. It's going to be it. We'll take a look and see who the new pitcher is out there. But I think we have it as I think he followed Nate Shred out to the mound. But regardless, a great effort by Mayland. And he's not going to get the win or loss, but he's certainly giving his team a chance in this pitcher's duel.
Absolutely. He's getting deserved credit from his teammates and the fans in attendance. Give him an applause as he comes off the field. You mentioned it, not going to get the win. Didn't go 4 innings. And
trying to Jake Bonatti, the new pitcher.
So Jake Bonatti will come in for the Mariners. Going to get warmed up here for a little bit. Take a look ahead at the schedule here for the Mariners in just a second.
Yeah, for Bonatti, he's committed to go play baseball at UMass Dartmouth, just like Mayland.
Yes.
Just graduated from high school from Plymouth North, just down the road, 6'5", 250 pounds. So certainly a power pitcher. Fastball sitting in the low 80s, but looking ahead.
Looking ahead at the schedule here. And if you don't know, Cranberry Baseball League, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays are when the games take place. Tuesdays and Thursdays, typically in the evening. This is the latest game we've seen so far at a 7 o'clock start time. And then Sundays, double header action, usually in the morning, 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. This Sunday, the Mariners will have a doubleheader against the Rockland Cardinals. So we'll be here for that if you're interested in tuning in back into the broadcast. Appreciate those that are tuning in.
And
Live sports.
Deja vu all over again, as on Tuesday, the Mariners will be heading back to Abington.
Right, for another matchup with the South Shore Diamond Dogs. Already played them twice this year. Split this season series. So the first pitch for Jake Bonatti misses inside.
Cabot Maher, second strikeout victim to Malin back in the first inning.
Yeah. Maher will be the one up for the Aztecs. Second pitch missing low again, so 2-0 the count to Maher. Another pitch inside, almost grazes Maher. So quickly 3-0.
Yeah, Bonatti having a little bit of trouble controlling that fastball.
Luckily for him, Logan Mayland making this bottom half of the inning a little easy with 2 outs already to his credit. Now the 3-0 pitch, just trying to find the strike zone. He will. Straight down the middle of the plate for a strike, 3-1. Still, lights haven't come on here, so. This one swung on and hit to the second baseman, Tyler Ferdinand, who fields it cleanly and gets the throw over to first in time to finish off the inning. Still scoreless here through 4 at Pope Park in Acushnet, Massachusetts. I think we're going to hang on here for the break. We'll try to entertain you. And we were talking golf at the start. The Memorial Tournament taking place right now, and Tiger Woods back in action. Is there something else you'd rather talk about, Colin?
I mean, Major League Baseball, a week from today, I believe, actually going to be back in action. As
Right.
The Boston Red Sox will be back in action 8 days from now. But the league is starting up with a couple of opening night games. I think there's going to be there's supposed to be a rematch of the NLCS, I think, between the Dodgers and the Nationals to open the season, and then it's the I believe it's the Nationals and the Yankees that are going to be opening things up on that first night of baseball on next Thursday night. It should be fun. It's supposed to be Garrett Cole against Max Scherzer, 2 of the best pitchers in their respective leagues, and 2 teams that I think could very well make the World Series this year. The Yankees adding Garrett Cole in the offseason, the former Houston Astro, and Max Scherzer, a guy who's almost certainly going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer the way he's just carved up hitters over the last decade.
Yeah, the MLB set to make a return in about a week, and also the NBA, I believe, about a week away from its return. So finally starting to get back to some normalcy. Definitely not normal by any means.
Yeah, and
but
fingers crossed that we don't see a spike in these leagues in case numbers and whatnot. The NBA being confined to Walt Disney World Resort might help them a lot in the event that, not really anyone can come in, not really anyone can leave.
The bubble mentality. I mean, MLB not necessarily having a bubble system in effect. The NFL, maybe, who knows? Maybe they see how the NBA deals with it, and maybe they take a page out of their book and try the bubble.
Yeah, speaking of the NFL, as we're just about set to resume play, but the city of Philadelphia already declaring that until the end of 2020, there will be no fans attending any Philadelphia sporting events.
Saw that, yeah.
Tough news for Eagles fans, but it's in the name of safety.
Golf tournament coming up in Massachusetts. They declared that. No fans as well.
TPC Boston, right?
Yeah. Definitely to be expected.
That also about 40 minutes up the road in Norton.
Play picking back up, and here's a bunt from Ferdinand. Pitcher's going to have to field it and throw it to first. He will get it there in time. Ferdinand has been that guy at the bottom of the lineup to bunt for the Mariners. He's had success with it. Recorded the first hit of the game on Sunday with a bunt. And a good try there, just a little too stern with it.
Definitely a good-looking throw. Not a lot of time to make that throw and put it perfectly in a spot where Salkind could make the play.
Yeah. So now back to the top of the order. It's Dan Cook stepping in and watching a pitch go off the outside of the plate for a ball.
Cook's the only guy from either team to reach base in each of his first plate appearances in this one. As the lights finally coming on.
Flicked on. Led off the game with a single there to right. Now with 1 out, trying to get some base running support for the Mariners. Takes another pitch for a ball. Yeah, probably could have tried to sneak this game in without turning the lights on, like we said, with the way the pace of play has been.
Just past 8 o'clock now and already in the 5th.
Still scoreless. 2-0 pitch to Cook outside, actually in for a strike. It definitely didn't seem that way from our angle.
I was about to record a strike in my, or a ball in my scorebook. Took me by surprise a little bit.
So the 1-strike pitch will again be in for a strike. Painting the corners for real.
Another arm warming up for Mariners, now lefty.
Painting the corners with a long brush. Here's the 2-strike pitch in the dirt, tipped, foul. So Cook will still be in there with 1 down.
Bourne coming in 4 games back of Braintree for that division lead. And Acushnet 2 games back. So easily an opportunity for Bourne to kind of pull even, or at least gain some ground on Acushnet at least.
This one in the dirt to fill out the count. Yeah, this game definitely with some importance for the standings. Mariners trying to make their way back up after starting the season 0-4. Here's the 3-2 pitch. This one popped towards the first baseman, working towards foul territory, and it's going to head out of play.
And just like basically any place in New England in the summer, in these late games that start during the day, once it comes to night, feels like the temperature drops almost 20 degrees.
Yeah.
And just so quickly.
And here's ball 4. Cook's going to take his base on that note.
That was a close pitch there, and if I'm Acushnet, I'd be a little frustrated because it seemed like that same pitch earlier in the at-bat was called a strike.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like there were some questionable calls during that at-bat, but you mentioned the temperature dropping, and I'm coming from across the bridge. The temperature goes way down there as well. A little more of a sea breeze.
I was looking towards the weekend, and out in Western Mass, the temperature on Sunday is going to creep up to 96.
Yeah. The humidity, just no thanks. So now stepping in, Joe Frechette, second batter in the lineup. Got a runner on first base. He looks like he's laying down a bunt, pops it towards the backstop, but Ian O'Brien just not able to get there in time. Would have been a miraculous play.
Yeah, a little frustrated with himself was Frechette because if you get that down,
yeah, it looked
A,
like
he could have beaten it out, and B, it would have
Yeah.
definitely moved up the runner in Cook, who's got plenty of speed.
Yeah, caught the Aztecs off guard, but here Coach Charette down on the third base line tells Frechette, just leave it. Looks like he's going to be ready to swing away. 1 strike against him, 1 out and a man on first base. From the stretch, this pitch swung on and hit pop fly in the infield, and easily getting under it to record the out was Jason Bean there for the Aztecs. So now 2 down, it'll be Mitch Lundholm to step in.
Bean didn't even have to move, and I remember one of his one of his teammates in the infield told him to be ready for I'm assuming it was a bunt, and this time instead it was just a pop up, and again didn't even have to move.
Again, the game still scoreless to this point. Whichever team strikes first seems like they'll have a good chance to win this one. Lundholm with a guy on first base and 2 outs. Runner stealing. Here's the throw down to second base. Looks like he's going to be there in time, and it's bobbled. Thinking about heading to third base is Cook, but he's just going to hold up there and stay at second. No reason to try to stretch things even further. So 2 outs now, runner in scoring position for Lundholm.
And it's possible that he could have made it there, but in these situations where every base runner is so important, you don't want to risk it, especially with 2 outs.
Yeah, in a scoreless game. So the 0-1 pitch to Lundholm, swinging on the outer half of the plate and missing. Now in the hole, 0-2.
Yeah, Lundholm looking to pick up that first hit of the day, and really anything to the outfield is going to give Cook a real good chance at scoring.
Yep, big lead at second base. With 2 outs, he'll be running. Lundholm swings at one in the dirt. It gets away from the catcher. He might have a chance to beat this one out down at first base, and he will. The runner at third base is going to round and score without a slide. Cook in there for the first run of the game for the Mariners.
Yeah, just a strange play because he had enough time to make the play. Lundholm, credit to Lundholm for hustling out of the box and putting himself in a position, but the throw just didn't really end up in a great spot from O'Brien and just kind of gave the first baseman Salkind no opportunity to make a play.
Yeah, throw makes it out to the outfield, and Cook has an easy time rounding third to score. So 1 run on the board now for the Mariners. DiMatteo will step in. Cleanup hitter for Bourne. He's got a runner on first base in Lundholm. After that missed strike 3 call, he's able to head down to first. From the stretch in there for a strike.
Lundholm thought about taking off, got a really good secondary lead, and then looked down from the catcher O'Brien, and he just darted back to first and got back in there with a head first slide.
So DiMatteo, the hitter again. Lundholm will take off for second. The throw from the catcher is a little wide, so he'll slide in there safely. And now again a runner in scoring position for Bourne.
Yeah, it looked like they're trying to exploit that arm from behind home plate. We saw him struggle to throw over to first base, and now Lundholm wasting no time trying to get second, just throw not nearly close to the bag.
And DiMatteo swings on this one, headed right to the first baseman on a pop fly, easily recorded for the 3rd out of the inning, but not before the Mariners are able to strike first and get a run on the board. It was Mitch Lundholm there, swinging and missing at a 3rd strike and heading down to first base to beat it out. Allowed Cook to come around from second base to score. And now it's the Aztecs' turn to try to answer here as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Trying to get my bearings on straight. Both of these teams accustomed to this being their home field, kind of a battle for home field, if you will, battle of Pope Park.
And after finishing off the bottom of the 4th inning, Jake Bonatti will get an opportunity to pitch the 5th inning. And I'm looking right now at my scorebook, and he's currently in line for the victory after his teammates picking up a run in the top half of the inning, so Bonatti can keep things clean. And I don't know if he'll finish the game. It's possible that he'll set someone up for a save as well. He can finish off the 5th, maybe go the 6th inning, and then we'll see how manager Nate Charette goes from there.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us, the start of this game, something of a pitching duel between Logan Mayland and Zach Kirby there. Both players able to keep the game in a shutout until that first run gets scored there in the latter half of this inning. So now things start to get a little bit more interesting, and the Aztecs will be the ones with their backs against the wall, down a run here. But we kind of assumed there that once the pitching changes were made, some more runs might start to get scored.
And looking real quick at the schedule around the league here for tonight, other games taking place. In fact, one of them actually has already gone final. South Shore Diamond Dogs with a 2-1 victory against the Plymouth Brewers, winning in front of their home crowd at Frollo and Abington.
And we're ready to pick things back up here. First pitch from Bonatti in the dirt for a ball.
Looking at the other 2 games in action, Braintree trying to stay undefeated. That game probably wrapping up now. They're on the road at Canton, and then Weymouth at Rockland. That game just getting underway a half hour ago.
Here's a ball hit to first base on the ground. Lundholm there to make the play. He'll jog over and record the out. And who do you have up now?
It'll be Brian Salkind, the first baseman, and still 4 1/3 innings gone, and the Aztecs still looking for their first hit of the ball game.
Yeah. A group effort no-hitter right now for Bourne. Team that's lost a game this season to a team that had no hits.
Yeah, they gave up 2 runs in that game. If I'm not mistaken, it was against this team.
Oh, I think you're right. That sounded rough.
Yeah, ricocheted off something and rolled right back. Not quite sure which car that was.
Trying to get an angle on it. See the
as long
damage.
as it wasn't mine, you know.
Oh yeah, that would be all set with seeing another broken windshield on my car after this game. So Salkind, the left-handed hitter, in for the Aztecs right now. Pitch from Bonatti outside for a ball. One down here.
Salkind grounded out to second in his first at-bat. Back in the second inning.
Another pitch will miss for a ball. That one low in the dirt. The lights on here at Pope Park. Beautiful night for some baseball on a Thursday at the Cranberry Baseball League. This pitch hit again to first base, this time on a chopper, and Lundholm able to stick with it and flip it over to his pitcher there in time to make the play.
Yeah, a smart play by Lundholm, recognizing after he bobbled it that he had that safety option with Bonatti over there covering first, and just a simple underhand to him, and just, again, smart defense from Bourne, which we've seen all night long. Great pitching for sure, but complemented by phenomenal defense in the infield.
Yeah, absolutely. On Sunday in that doubleheader, did see a couple mistakes that added some more runs for the Shamrocks who they were playing in that game. Bonatti's first pitch with 2 outs is going to miss high on a breaking ball.
Brandon Solo 0 for 1 with a strikeout himself.
Now a fastball blowing off some steam, able to beat the hitter. As I said earlier, we'll be back live on Sunday for doubleheader action starting at 10 a.m. here from Pope Park. Here's a foul ball just down the third base line. Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. You can find that schedule on the Cranberry Baseball League website. Very convenient website, I will say.
Yeah. A lot of information
Yeah,
on the entire league. And for a lot of people who might not be aware of this league and exactly what goes on, but you learn a lot more there.
And they're going to appeal to the first base umpire who says he didn't go. Check swing there from Solo.
It's an awkward swing by Solo. I think that was the right call. I don't think he went, but the way he twisted his body made it look like he did.
So this pitch will miss for a ball, and that'll fill out the count at 3-2. 2 outs. Going to be a payoff pitch here from Bonatti to try to get out of the inning. From the stretch, he's able to fan Solo there, missing on the pitch that was high. And that will do it for this inning. Solo chucks the bat down, a little bit of frustration, understandably so. But another good inning there from Bonatti to get out of that one with no damage done. Still a 1-run lead for the Mariners. So we head now to the top of the 6th. Colin having to hand signal me there. I keep forgetting.
And they're sticking with the same pitcher. Again, we weren't sure who it was. Looking at the roster, there were 2 guys that were left-handed arms. And
right.
Originally thought it was Matt Elliott, but then we looked up Matt Elliott and didn't seem to match the physique of the pitcher on the mound right now. But whoever it has been really strong. The 1 run he gave up was unearned on that drop third strike that Lundholm was able to leg out. So we got to give credit to Acushnet. They've done a great job on the mound too.
Yeah, we can tell you that the website's informative, and then we don't know the name of the pitcher, but
there weren't any numbers.
Right.
There. That was the big issue. And sometimes even when there are numbers, it's always ever changing. You know, it's tricky to keep track with all those changes, especially with the way numbers and whatnot have changed. I'm sure players changing numbers all the time or whatnot, but regardless, all we know is that Acushnet's got some great pitching, and we've seen it tonight.
Yeah, both of these squads going with what I would think are their aces. For Bourne, Mayland has to be it.
And Kirby as well. That looked really strong.
Right. Mayland for the Mariners getting that velocity up into the 90s, and Kirby was right there at 86. So both of the guys that started this game, plenty of speed. They were able to keep it to a shutout, but then last inning, the Mariners were able to strike first and score a run. Going to try to add some insurance runs here in the top of the 6th. It'll be a 7-inning game, if you're wondering. So we're getting ready for the Top of the 6th.
5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for Bourne.
Yep. Sorrenti. Alex Sorrenti will be the guy up for the Mariners right now. And from the windup, here's the first pitch. Missing just high for a ball.
Yeah, Sorrenti 0 for 1, strikeout looking, and then a walk in the 4th.
Dealing now with a 1-0 count. And that one just going to catch the corner for a strike, even it up. Like I say, it's 1-0 right now. Mariners trying to add some insurance runs.
Sweatshirt's coming on for some of these fans. It is really getting chilly.
Another ball there. 2-1 will be the count. Sun's gone down for sure. Now playing under the lights. A really nice setting for baseball here on a Thursday. Swing and a miss there by Sorrenti.
It's not too far from the ocean, Acushnet here, so you got a lot of that kind of cold breeze during the night.
Count even at 2 apiece right now. This pitch low for a ball. That'll fill things up.
And as someone who broadcast games in the Cape League last summer, I mean, it sure has a Cape League feel to it with that, that cold breeze during the night, the under the lights as well, and a solid turnout in terms of fans.
Full count pitch fouled off there by Sorrenti. And yeah, I mean, like I just said, it's really is a great setting. Pope Park here in Acushnet, a beautiful field. And you said it too. Fans out in attendance, why wouldn't you be? To watch some live sports, which has become a rarity here in 2020.
For those worried about health concerns, they're doing a great job of staying spread out in such a relatively small area.
Right, worth mentioning for sure. Here's a 3-2 pitch, again fouled back by Alex Sorrenti.
So yeah, for those of you in southeastern Mass or even on the Cape, definitely worth crossing the bridge and you coming over to watch
some live baseball. Yeah. Check out the schedule there on the Cranberry Baseball League website. Or if you can't make it to a game and you're just trying to hear some sports, we're here for you. So still a full count, nobody out here. Sorrenti swinging again and fouling another one back. Making the pitcher work here for this out.
And you got to think that pitch count might be coming into play very soon. So every single pitch matters in this at-bat.
3-2 from the windup. Another one fouled back. Making the young guys in attendance work to shag down those foul balls. And it has been a pretty good at-bat. See if Sorrenti can make anything of it. Full count. Leadoff hitter here, the top of the 6th inning. And that one will miss for ball 4.
And those are the type of at-bats that'll just frustrate you as a pitcher. You work it to a full count, throw a ton of strikes in that at-bat that are spoiled off, and finally you just couldn't find the zone. But give credit to Sorrenti, that's the second straight time that he's been to the plate and drawn a walk.
Yeah, absolutely. So early base runners here with nobody out for the Mariners. Swinging and missing.
We got a pinch hitter.
Yeah, I was going to say Drew Boley. It's not. Pinch hitter here for the Mariners. We'll try to get some more information on that. Number 0. I can tell you that much. Got an 0-1 count against him right now. This pitch missing high. So count even at 1 apiece here. Sorrenti down there at first, taking a bit of a lead. Another pitch missing high, forcing the catcher to stand up.
I believe it's Jason Shell at the plate. He was in the debut game against South Shore, first game of the year. So he's a pinch hitter in this case for Drew Boley.
Some nice investigative work from our guy Colin here. Pitch over to first to try to get the runner, not nearly in time.
Sure enough, number 0 was on the roster, so didn't have to really do any guesstimating.
So 2-1 count here to Shell. Pitch looked like it was going to find the strike zone. He fouls it off. So now 2-2.
Yeah, and if you're Shell, you don't really need to do a whole lot here. Even just a ground ball that doesn't induce a double play, something slow, can put a runner in scoring position. Right now, it's just about manufacturing runs in a 1-0 game.
Yeah, just trying to get a little bit more of a cushion. Mariners looking for their second win of the season. This pitch in the dirt. Not enough for Sorrenti to advance, so he's still at first base. And the count now full with nobody out for Jason Shell at the plate. We'll be looking to put one in play here. Runner takes off. Shell fouling one out of play, so Sorrenti will have to head back to first.
He was well out in front of that ball. It's not too often you see a left-handed hitter pull that ball so far foul.
Yeah, lefty on lefty. You saw Sorrenti there just taking off. He would have had an easy steal. Another payoff pitch here with nobody out. From the stretch delivery. This one hit out into right field. Looks like it'll be a routine fly ball. And it is. That one shagged down by Cabot Maher for the Aztecs. And so 1 out. Still a guy on first base for the Mariners here. And it looks like we're going to see another pitching change for the Aztecs. Number 25, another left-hander.
Yeah, I mean, limited options based on the roster. But again, not sure how reliable that information is or updated that information is at this point, but regardless, a strong outing, and we'll see if that runner can be stranded over at first with 1 out now, top of the 6th. I wonder if this might be Matt Elliott coming in, or could also be Worth Walrod.
Yeah, a little bit of a sidearm delivery here from the lefty.
I believe it is Walrod.
Might try to holler out to the manager here and just figure that out exactly. But yeah, we also mentioned there too, Braintree, the Braintree White Sox here in the Cranberry Baseball League, something of a dynasty, having won 10 of the last 11 championships. It'll be interesting to see them in action, and we'll get that chance come the end of the month on July 26th. It'll be at Braintree High School. But right now, we wait as the new Aztec pitcher warms up. Top of the 6th inning here. Mariners up 1-0 over the Acushnet Aztecs. And what had been a speedy game has slowed down a little bit with some pitching changes. Still pretty good pace here, and it's been a lot of fun to be here with you. Cam Sibert and Colin Casey bringing you the action for WMUA Sports here. It's the Cranberry Baseball League. Looks like everybody's ready to go. Might have another pinch hitter here for the Mariners. Number 31 stepping in now.
I think that's Eric Sylvia.
Educated guess. We'll probably go with it. Yep, sure is. Eric Sylvia now, the left-handed batter for the Mariners. He's got our man on first base with 1 down. Facing this new pitcher for the Aztecs, throwing sidearm action, and he's in there for a strike. Another lefty versus lefty situation here. 0-1 pitch. This one chopped towards the third base line, but foul. And so 2 strikes against the hitter here early on. 1 out. Be playing some defense at the plate here. Anything close from the stretch. Another one in the same spot, fouled over towards third base.
And some lengthy at-bats in the 6th inning from Bourne, making their Acushnet pitchers throwing a lot of pitches, but haven't really been able to put anything quality in play all game long, with the exception of a couple of base hits.
0-2 pitch hit towards right. This one hit pretty well, but back in time to make the play again was Cabot Maher for the Aztecs. And yeah, I mentioned that at the beginning of the game. I mean, talked about the offensive production that's been somewhat lacking for the Mariners. The bottom of the league at the start of that game on Tuesday when it comes to runs scored. Still not scoring runs in bunches here, but up 1-0 right now, and it's probably a lot in part to what you just said. Forcing pitchers to throw more pitches, not allowing for easy outs.
And hey, force them to throw more pitches via a drop third strike's the reason why they're up 1-0.
Exactly. It's been hard work, but it's paying off right now. And it would be Tyler Rondeau up right now for the Mariners.
He's 0 for 2 outs. Had that stinger out towards center field.
The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike.
We're going to find a ball in the gap and give Sorrenti an opportunity to maybe score from first.
1-1 pitch to Rondeau. Pitcher's going to take his foot off the rubber there and look over towards first. Doesn't throw, so reset. Now the 1-1. Outer half of the plate will miss for a ball. And so did we come to the consensus that this is Matt Elliott on the mound? Or?
I really don't know.
I mean, would hate to get it wrong, so we'll look for more information in between innings. Not what we're typically used to with live stats and everything, covering UMass sports.
Right. Shout out to the SIDs.
Yeah, really make our jobs easier. And that one in there for a strike on the outside part of the plate, I'm sorry. 2-2 now to Rondeau. Probably think the runner at first will be moving. Now will definitely be moving as that ball misses outside for another ball. Fill up the count at 3-2. With 2 outs.
Tyler
Top
Ferdinand
of the 6th.
Standing in the on-deck circle if he gets an opportunity.
Be a payoff pitch for the southpaw from the Aztecs. Runner taking off towards second. This one missing in the dirt, and Rondeau will mosey on down to first base.
So the lefty Ferdinand gets a chance. He has one of the 2 hits in this game for Bourne.
Batting in the 9 spot.
The other belongs to the guy on deck.
Something of a 2-out rally here for the Mariners, trying to add to that 1-run lead they have right now. Runners at first and second base for Tyler Ferdinand. First pitch, he's going to lay down a bunt. And the third baseman charging to try to make a play, but he's not going to be able to get there in time. He doesn't even make a throw.
Just a textbook bunt right there from Ferdinand. Right down the third baseline. It was a tough play with a lefty on his mound, forcing the lefty to kind of turn awkwardly behind him to make the throw. And just too much speed from Ferdinand. And just like that, bases are loaded for the hottest hitter in the Bourne lineup.
Yeah, and if you haven't read the scouting report, the guy who's been known to bunt here for this Mariners team has been Ferdinand. Did that earlier in the season and tried one earlier this game. Still able to get it to work, so now the bases will be loaded for Dan Cook. First pitch in for a strike.
And a lot of teams shy away from bunting with 2 outs.
Right.
But in this situation, caught him by surprise and put it in a perfect spot.
0-1 pitch. In the dirt, it looks like we're going to have a run scored.
Yep.
Batter was actually hit by the pitch, so would have scored either way. Sorrenti, though, with a good hustle to make it to home plate. Make it 2-0 now for the Mariners.
It's going to be a painful RBI for Dan Cook, but Hey, a huge insurance run.
Absolutely, yeah. 2-out rally going on now. 2-0 in the top of the 6th. Another pinch hitter in for the Mariners. Be number 9, right-handed hitter. First pitch missing outside. Base is still loaded here for the Mariners. Let's see if we can't identify the batter as we take a look at the website. Swinging and missing at the second pitch for a strike. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Misses high. It's first name is Jake.
Yeah, that's what I'm picking up here. So
2-1 pitch. Missing high again. Make it a hitter's count 3-1. Bases loaded here in the top of the 6th inning. And a chance to really pour things on. (3-1) from the stretch. And fanning at it, did he go? They'll say he did. Wow, and here's some disdain from the Mariners side, probably due to that check swing that's called second strike against the batter. Umpire in the field having to make the call from behind the mound. Never easy. Full count here with 2 outs. Everybody's going to be taken off. And this one will miss high for another walked-in batter.
another RBI.
Yeah, another RBI for sure. And make it 3-0 here for the Mariners.
Rondo, the one who comes across. Ferdinand up to third. Cook to second. And pinch hitter up to first.
So without even getting any hits, the Mariners are able to add to their lead here. 3-0 in the top of the 6th now. Still bases loaded, and Mitch Lundholm will be the one up. Take a first pitch looking for a strike.
It's Lundholm who brought home that first run on that drop third strike.
Swinging at the second pitch and fouling it off. So now quickly in the hole, 0-2. Oh and 2, 2 outs. Left-handed pitcher against a left-handed batter, and this one's going to hit Lundholm in the back. So yet another run will be walked on in here for the Mariners to make it a 4-run lead. And the pitcher out there for the Aztecs needs to take a breath.
Yeah, I mean, that's just frustration boiling over. Hit by pitch brings home a run, then a walk, and then another hit by pitch. This inning now, that's 3 runners put on via walk and 2 via hit by pitch.
So having some runs handed to them right now are the Mariners. Definitely not complaining about that. It brings up Zach DiMatteo. First pitch, missing low for a ball.
He's the 9th batter of the inning. They're about to
Hit around the
completely bat
order.
around, and Sorrenti back in the on-deck circle looking for a second chance of the inning.
Big swing and a miss there from DiMatteo on the 1-0 pitch. Licking his chops as at the start of this game, DiMatteo led the team in runs batted in. Trying to add to that total. It was still sitting at 3. 1-1 pitch. Across the zone, but just inside. Gonna miss for a ball.
Easily the longest half inning of the game for sure.
Absolutely.
Not really much competition though.
Absolutely. At least 20 minutes. And this pitch is going to catch the plate for a strike. 2, 2, and 2 for DiMatteo. Big voice crack. Having to move out of the way a little bit of that one. And strike 3 is the call. Maybe the umpire's got a dinner date, because that one didn't look like it caught the strike zone, but DiMatteo will go down looking there for the third out. Top of the 6th comes to a close, but the Mariners are able to add a couple insurance runs.
I think Acushnet just got a huge gift right there.
Make the lead 4 for the Mariners, and we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Guess we can take a quick break here, listening to the Cranberry Baseball League, presented by WMUA Sports. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll be right back after this.
Anthony Scampoli.
Yep, you heard it there from Colin. New pitcher here for the Mariners. Anthony Scampoli will be the one coming in, left-hander. He's going to be trying to hang on to this 4-run lead that the Mariners built up there last inning. Didn't have to work very hard for that.
And credit to Jake Benotti, who came in and faced 4 batters, retired all 4 of them. He's in line for the win right now, and for Scampoli, it's not a save situation, not a whole lot of pressure. I'm sure his job is just to get 6 outs and get the Mariners their 2nd win of the season.
Yeah, certainly. If Aztec's going to try to heat up the bats late here. Not sure exactly how many hits they have even to this point. At 0 right now. So yeah, strong defensive performance for the Mariners.
Yeah, and you got to give a lot of credit to the defense. Got to give credit to the pitching as well. Just the 1 walk is the only base runner allowed. That was Zach Sylvia back in the very first inning. But we've seen great defensive play, especially up the middle between 2 Tylers, Rondo and Ferdinand. Mitch Lundholm has fielded his position especially well. And even the pitcher, we saw Benotti come over and help out Lundholm last inning on a ball that Mitch had kind of bobbled. So great defense all around. It's been a very boring game for an outfielder. Not a single ball hit to the outfield in this game.
Yeah, just kind of picking daisies out there if you're in the outfield. And ready for the start of the inning. A bunt being laid down here, and Scampanelli going to have to field it. Throws over to first, and there's a collision there.
Oh.
And then we'll find Lundholm still down. He's slow to get up, but now doing that to his feet.
Yeah, those are just one of those dangerous plays as a first baseman. Just nothing really a runner or the fielder can do there. I think that one might be called a base hit because I think it was going to be legged out regardless. That might be the first hit of the game for the Aztecs.
Well, you're the guy keeping the book on.
I mean,
anybody's going to argue with you on that.
Yeah, I would probably rule that one a hit. That's a tough play to make. The throw wasn't horrendous. It was just the timing of that throw made it impossible for them to make the play.
Yeah, and it was Justin Sylvia there laying down the bunt to start the inning. Put a base runner on first for the Aztecs. Here's a swinging at a first pitch foul, and looks like it was on line for that card, but not quite.
Yeah.
It's Eric Lebrault up now, as far as we know.
Lebrault, just his 2nd at-bat of the game here in the 6th inning. Grounded out to 2nd in the 3rd.
So here's the 0-1 pitch. Swinging and missing to make it 0-2. Scampanelli, the first left-handed pitcher we've seen for the Mariners today. With nobody out, runner on first base. The 0-2 pitch to Lebrault. In the dirt for a ball. It's going to allow the runner to advance. It's now a man in scoring position for the Aztecs.
Yeah, that one just got through the legs of DiMatteo. Pretty deep backstop here at Pope Park, so a lot of real estate behind home plate. Not a whole lot of, or a whole lot of give too with that chain link backstop.
1-2 pitch from the stretch. Swung on and popped up towards the outfield, but just getting under it to make the play as Rondeau didn't actually make it too deep into the outfield. The shortstop able to make the play.
And especially, probably the most important thing there for the Mariners is that ball not hit deep enough to advance the runner at second and Sylvia. So, I mean, not so productive out from Lebrault, and now be up to the top of the order to try to plate that first run of the game for Acushnet.
It'll be Dylan Solo up for the Aztecs now. He's still got a runner on second base. Left-handed hitter. Trying to tack on the first run for Acushnet right now, as they're down 4-0 here in the bottom part of the 6th inning.
Solo 0 for 2. He grounded out in the first, struck out looking in the third. Both those at-bats coming against Logan Malin, starting pitcher for Bourne.
Another pitch from the stretch, low, but corralling it there was DiMatteo to hold the runner at second. So with one down, still a guy on second base, and it's hand signals here from Colin.
Yeah,
trying to read those.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep track. Yeah, I think it's
this one on the other half for a strike. Seen the umpire call a lot of those. Two-one pitch. Same spot for a ball.
The worst case with first base open is it opens up the double play depth, or double play possibility, I should say, for Bourne. So walk definitely not the end of the world for the Mariners.
And here's one that's fouled off. So it'll be a full count. Like you said, Colin, not too much damage done if you walk this batter, so you might expect Scampanelli to play aggressive here.
DH Sylvia on deck.
Here's the 3-2 pitch to Dylan Solo coming up. From the stretch, missing outside for a ball. And that'll walk the batter. So it'll make the runners on first and second base now with one out. Aztecs starting to build up some momentum here in the bottom of the 6th. Trying to come back from a 4-run deficit.
Can't forget the tying runs in the on-deck circle, so if they load the bases, one swing of the bat could tie the ball game here in the bottom of the 6th.
Double play ball on now, and first strike in there from Scampanelli with one out. Mariners just trying to hang on here to get their second win of the season. Ball low.
Looks like Scampoli's trying to use that breaking ball maybe to induce that double play ball.
Yeah, try to have the batter hit into a ground ball. Pitch missing high. Ball 2.
Decent amount of space on that right side of the infield with Lundholm paying attention to the runner over at first.
Another ball in there from Scampanelli, so I believe the count will be 3-1. Maybe 3-2.
No, 3-1.
3-1 is the count. In there again for a ball, and that'll walk another batter to load him up. With one out, starting to get a little more interesting here at Pope Park, bottom of the 6th inning. Manager Nate Charrette's going to call time and head out to the mound.
There's an arm throwing behind the bullpen. I don't think he's actively warming up, so... But that is going to be it for Anthony Scampoli, so... New pitcher.
Yeah, and I mean, loads up the bases, doesn't necessarily allow a run to score. Doesn't make it easy for the guy coming in now, but no damage done quite yet.
We're waiting from manager Nate Charette to hear who the new arm is.
Gotta keep an ear out. But doesn't look like he's gonna holler it out, so your guess is as good as mine type deal. We're gonna try to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not getting a whole lot of help here from the scorebook or the website, I should say. But looking at past games, maybe that'll give me some help here, and it doesn't look like it is. So
well, it's 4-0 right now. Bottom of the 6th, 1 out. Colin, can I ask you? I mean, with the bases loaded here, is this where you're really trying to pounce? Is this where you're trying to score your runs, or just trying to get what you can get and chip away at it gradually?
Well, right now with the bases loaded, outs aren't really going to help you out a whole lot because even just a fly ball, sure, it brings home a run, but quickly then there's 2 away and just 2 runners on base. So base hit, just keep the line moving is a great opportunity. The worst thing you can do, though, of course, is hit a ground ball in the double play depth and maybe allow the Mariners to get out of the inning without giving up anything. But the good news for Acushnet is they got the heart of the order due up. Jason Bean, who's had a tough day, he's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts, gets an opportunity to get out of that hole and maybe be the hero for his team.
Absolutely. A couple more warm-up pitches come in.
Now, I'm not entirely sure on this. It looks like a guy who had pitched on Sunday, and if I remember correctly, the right-hander that came in game 1, I think it was on Sunday, I believe it was Matt Seavey, so it could be him that's come in. And it is confirmation from down low. I had a feeling. It looked just like him, so...
Still really good investigative work there from you, Colin, to go back in the book and figure that out.
I didn't have his number written down either, so that was
impressive stuff. But yeah, so Matt Seavey will be the new pitcher for the Mariners. He's warmed up and ready to go. Jason Bean will be the batter for the Aztecs. Coming up at a big time right now, down by 4 runs with 1 out. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 6th. Chance to start the rally for the Aztecs.
And all 3 of those runners belong to Scampoli. So the book would close before Scampoli could be eligible for the loss at this point. But still, definitely looking to keep that ERA in good shape. He'll have to rely on Seavey.
Seavey looks in towards home plate and getting ready for his first pitch. Dealing to Bean from the stretch. Misses high for ball 1. Like I say, what was a pretty mundane pitching battle at the start has turned into more of an offensive battle. Bases loaded here for the Aztecs with a chance to cut into this lead. Another ball misses upstairs from Seavey.
Yeah, and it's more like the control is dissipated as this game has gone on with these bullpen arms. Despite getting an opportunity to warm up, they've just kind of been having trouble finding the zone for both teams.
2-0 from Seavey, missing high again. 3-0. Got to get it down.
Now all of a sudden, a walk would put the go-ahead run at the plate.
Similar to what we saw at the top half of the inning. But able to get it down and get it under control there. Seavey with a strike, so now 3-1.
Yeah, you had to believe that Bean was going to go ahead and take that pitch with a 3-0 count. He might even take this next one as well, make him throw a strike.
3-1 pitch. Inside for a strike, and now that's the second time this game that Jason Bean has started to head down towards first base before hearing the call.
Not doing himself any favors if there's a borderline pitch coming.
So
if I'm Bean, I'm swinging at anything close.
Yeah. Count now full after starting out 3-0. Seavey.
And that's going to be a block.
No, I think the umpire just calls for time.
Time's called, yep.
Seavey was already going into his motion, so he just decided to let it fire.
Yeah, that's the best thing you can really do as a pitcher in that situation. As long as your catcher's looking for it, you might as well just lob it towards home plate.
But after going down 3-0 in the count, Seavey able to battle back here, and it's 3-2 with 1 out. Payoff pitch on the way. And it's down the middle and in for a called strike. Big time pitch there from Matt Seavey to dial up another out. We got some back and forth. You hear the Aztecs upset about the call, and mentioned it, Jason Bean, a couple times. Started to head down towards first base before getting rung up by the umpire. Another close call there for called strike 3. And 2 outs now against the Aztecs. Seavey trying to get out of the jam with no runs allowed.
And
you see the umpire there at home plate has to turn towards the Aztecs dugout and just tell everybody to calm down. He's calling for time now, and he's going to fire out the manager here. Actually, not firing the manager.
I'm sorry, not Shella. Bean. Could have been Bean.
Pointing into the dugout towards a player. Trying to eject a player, but interesting situation. And so back and forth between the Aztecs dugout and the umpire. He's trying to eject a player who's refusing to leave the field. See Matt Seavey there start to throw it around with Tyler Rondeau to keep his arm loose, and we got the manager and the umpire talking it out.
I mean, going back to that at bat for Bean, I mean, he put himself in that situation because you remember earlier in the game, in the first inning, he had that 3-2 pitch where he went down, tried drawing the walk, but umpire called him back, called strike 3, and I'm sure the umpire had the memory of that number. And then later on, he did the same thing and gave him a reminder, and sure enough, he ends up getting called again. And he's getting thrown out.
We still have some. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry to not be talking. It's just trying to hear what's going on here, and still back and forth between the Aztecs dugout and the umpire. They're arguing about the ejection for number 3. And I mean, you really don't like to see it.
Yeah, I mean,
some serious.
The Bourne side just sitting here, kind of enjoying what's going on. This just, yeah. And,
yeah, at this point, it's taking a little too long. We got to get this game going, and wasting time, if anything.
Now, I wonder what would happen if they refuse to leave. Is that going to maybe lead to something else? Disqualification.
More of a disqualification. Umpires with the hands on the hips just. Yeah, this is getting a little out of hand.
Did he ever end up leaving, is the question.
I believe he did. I believe a player was ejected from the dugout.
He's in the parking lot.
He was told to leave the field.
Wish we had an onside reporter. We could have asked him what went down.
Yeah, or a camera, because that was really just an interesting situation there. And something of a delay to the game, but we're ready to go again here. Seavey's pitch comes towards the head of Cabot Meyer.
Yeah, and I think that was just a
not intentional.
No, I think it was just a case of Seavey having to wait about 3-4 minutes during that whole exchange. He did get to throw a couple of warm-up pitches, but came up and in. I mean, I don't think Bourne has anything to be upset about. It was strictly between the umpire and the Acushnet side.
Interesting situation, nonetheless, but good to be getting things going again here. Seavey throwing a 2-0 pitch in for a strike, finding the groove again. You heard there, too, from one of the patrons nearby. Just said, let's go. I mean, wasting time. So Seavey able to find the zone for a strike there. Here's another pitch from the stretch. This one, swing and a miss from Meyer for a strike.
Now my thing is if he didn't say anything, I'm just saying here, wouldn't someone have else stepped up and said that I was the one who said that and not, taking one for your teammate? That's just all I got to say about that.
2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Seavey lets out a sign of excitement there. Getting out of the jam with no damage done in the bottom of the 6th. Bases loaded. Able to get the job done, though, with the strikeout there as Matt Seavey, who came in the middle of the inning after some back and forth in the Aztec dugout and the umpire. Finally, the 6th inning comes to a close, and still no damage done. 4-0 remains the lead for the Mariners. Yeah, and still some lingering going on in the Aztecs dugout, kind of an awkward situation. I really don't know exactly what to say about what just took place.
Just really strange stuff. I mean, obviously they were fired up about that strike 3 on Bean, and certainly could have changed momentum in the inning. It was a borderline pitch for sure. Could have gone either way. But again, it all goes back to the history between the umpire and Bean earlier on in the game, and all of a sudden, if you put yourself in that situation, you don't get a favorable outcome. That's exactly the first thing that people are going to look at.
Right, and I mean, if I'm an umpire and it's a full count, I see a guy start to head down towards first base on a close pitch, I'm probably going to be a little more lenient to ring him up, because somewhat of a sign of disrespect.
Right, and I think we might have I think Cabot Maher has just been replaced in a defensive replacement, as they're going to send out a new right fielder. Not exactly sure what that replacement is, but Maher's night is apparently done.
You do have a pitching change as well for the Aztecs, and a right-hander coming in.
Again, not really sure on the roster because there's just no numbers on the roster there, so could really be anyone.
We do now head to the 7th inning, the top of the 7th here. Will be the final inning as things stand right now. Mariners with a 4-run lead. Maybe try to add a couple more insurance runs before they try to close this one out. Bring their win total on the season to 2 if they are able to get this one done. And leading off, number 2, Alex Sorrenti.
Remember, he led off the 6th inning for the Mariners were able to bat around and score 3 runs, and currently it's been the big difference right now.
Getting ready for his first pitch. Misses away, and something I was kind of just thinking about, not to continue on that same topic, is I almost feel like baseball is the most room for a disagreement with an umpire or a referee. This is a broken bat, ripped down towards third base and fielded cleanly across the diamond. The throw is in time. You know what I mean, though? I feel like you see more, obviously, managers coming out on the field and spitting and kicking dirt on umpires. You don't see that necessarily in other sports. Maybe the NFL, there's some room for disagreement.
Well, at least if
any sport,
I mean, you don't really get a warning if you're a manager. At least if in the NBA, you get the one tech and then another tech and you're done.
So first out there on a ground out to third, and it brings Jason Schell, who came in to pinch hit last inning. He's up to bat right now, left-handed hitter. Takes ball 1 in the dirt.
Yeah, Schell was having a bit of a discussion with one of the fans over what just took place in the on-deck circle.
2-0 now. Swinging at a high pitch and getting it towards the gap, but backing up at second base to make the play. That was Eric Lebrault for Acushnet. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. That was definitely going to miss high for a ball, but maybe Schell just looking to pad his stats and try to hit one towards the outfield.
Yeah, good job backpedaling, though, by Lebrault and keeping sight of that ball. Can be kind of tricky playing in the lights to keep track of it.
First pitch to the batter, third batter of the inning, is in for a strike.
Sylvia flew out in his first at-bat.
Here he is swinging at one up the gap, and it's going to get past the second baseman for a single. Right up the middle there. Eric Sylvia.
That being the 4th hit of the game now for Bourne. 2 of them belonging to the guy who steps into the on-deck circle in Ferdinand. But now it's Tyler Rondeau who will get an opportunity to keep this inning alive.
Batting in the 8th spot. 2 outs here. He's got a man on first base. And saw earlier in the game, in the first inning, or second inning maybe, Rondeau ripped one to center that ended up getting caught. He's fouling off the first pitch right now towards the parking lot.
I heard pavement. That's a good sign.
Either pavement or glass. But, I mean, Lord willing, it was just the pavement.
Yeah, I know you're going to have PTSD for a while.
I seriously do. I mean, every time a ball's hit towards the parking lot, I perk up a little bit. 0-1 to Rondeau. Hits this one towards the third baseman on a chopper and fielded cleanly over to first in time for the out. That'll do it for the top of the 7th inning, and we'll head to the bottom of the 7th, where the Aztecs will have one last chance to try to bring this one back, down by 4 runs right now. And yeah, Cranberry Baseball League action here, presented by WMUA Sports. I was checking on that last
play just because the third baseman originally was Bean. It didn't look like that was Bean who made the play. I believe that was Solo who had been shifted to third base. So I wonder if Bean was, in fact, the one who ended up getting run from the game. Can't confirm it, but it would make a lot of sense if he was no longer at third base, that he would be gone. And he was directly involved with what took place.
Definitely a couple players in that Aztecs dugout that were in line for an ejection.
And even the manager as well, we had getting involved in that. Eventually, I think the manager realized this was kind of getting a little ridiculous and was just telling us.
It's time to just move along.
Yeah. And, they go into this inning. Had a great opportunity with bases loaded, 1 out in the 6th. Weren't able to get it. Now they just need to try to replicate it against Matt Seavey, who was as tough as nails once he came into the game and got settled down. Remember, against Bean, the first batter he had faced, he
went down 3-0.
Yeah, went down 3-0 and was able to fight back and get that huge strikeout, followed up with another one against Maher.
Yeah, and a chance to get the save here.
Now,
4 runs of insurance.
I'm trying to look in the field. I know that Frechette was replaced over at third. I don't know. I'm still not entirely sure who it is over at third base. But a couple other replacements as well. As Cook's still in center field, looking towards right. I think Sorrenti's still in. And Sylvia is in left instead of Holland.
We also had that substitution on the Aztec side. Kevin Meyer came out of the game. Oh, man, that's a voice crack. And so now we'll have to see who's due up to bat.
Yeah, it's a good question.
We're not going to know very well.
Well, Maher did end it last inning, though, so not entirely sure if he's actually...
Oh, so maybe it is Ian O'Brien.
It is, yep. I guess I got his number wrong. Good for that.
So here's CV trying to get the save. His first pitch. Hit in the gap over near third base. Roped to the left fielder for a single. Ian O'Brien wasting no time there.
I think Seavey knew that it was a mistake pitch the second it left his hand, because it seemed like he said something to himself out of frustration. And then there you have it. O'Brien just turns on the pitch and rips it in between the third baseman and shortstop.
Yeah, good started for the Aztecs there with base runners on early. Nobody out. Another first pitch swinging. This one to the shortstop. Rondeau is able to get it to second. Over to first. Not in time. That was Bryant Salkind hitting that ball over to the shortstop. He's able to beat it out at first. So fielder's choice to second base makes for 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th.
And a good job by Rondeau at short, not forcing anything. He easily could have also just gone to get the sure out at first, but he knew that he had enough time to get the play at second. Still a solid turn by Ferdinand, try to get the double play, and a great pick over at first by Lundholm to prevent that ball from going all the way to the fence.
First pitch from Seavey here for a strike. It brings Brandon Solo to the batter's box.
Got a righty warming up in the pen just in case for Bourne.
Second pitch to this batter, just missing inside. Still a runner on first base for the Aztecs.
Frustrating night at the plate for Solo. 0-for-2, couple of strikeouts.
1-1 pitch. Catches the corner for a strike, and consistency from the umpire.
Yeah, that inside strike's been there the whole game, and pitchers have seemed to recognize that.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That'll make 2 outs and just 1 more here needed for the Mariners to get the second win of the season.
That's the hat trick there for Solo. And, he'll get another opportunity on Sunday, probably in 2 games as well. So, got to have a quick memory in this league.
2 outs and a man on first base. brings Justin Sylvia to the plate. He takes his first pitch for a strike. 0-1. Pitch from Seavey. Misses for a ball. Breaking ball there.
Yeah, DiMatteo tried pulling that one down into the zone, but left a little bit too high from Seavey. But very, very strong outing so far from Seavey. He's had a couple of mistakes here and there, but it hasn't cost him.
This one hit over towards right, getting down in front. I'm sorry. So a 2-out single there from Sylvia. It was Sorrenti over in right who wasn't able to get there in time, and runner from first base unable to get over towards third, so still first and second base here with 2 outs, and Coach Nate Charette is going to call time and head out for a mound visit.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to take Seavey out. It might just be a quick discussion, let him know, hey, just 3 more strikes and we got our second win of the season. See what Eric LeBrault can do. He's 0 for 2 on the day, including the pop-up in his last at-bat, which was last inning. And you know what? That's actually going to be it for Seavey. So they're going to go ahead and bring in a new face to close this one out. I believe that's Adam Horowitz.
Great call there, Colin. I was going to say, I think we did see this guy on Sunday. It is Adam Horowitz coming in to try to polish this one off for the Mariners. He's got 2 outs already, so like you said earlier, all it's going to take is 3 strikes.
So for Seavey, it's an inning and a third. He recorded 4 outs, including 2 this inning. Surrendered 2 hits. Didn't walk anyone and struck out 3 batters. So solid outing. He's still responsible for both runners on base, but can't get the loss in this one. And this is actually going to be a save situation now for Horowitz, so he might be able to pick up a 1-out save.
Steal it away from Seavey. Horowitz, this guy that we talked about, changes up his delivery. Comes over the top and from the side.
Thing is with Seavey is since Seavey came in, it was a 4-run game when he come in. Well, actually, you know what? Because he came in with the bases loaded, it would have actually been a save for Seavey if he was able to finish it off. So you're right. Would have stolen it away, or opportunity to steal it away now for Horowitz. But the way I see it, I think it might have been Seavey either A, hitting his innings limit, because I think more than likely Charette probably would have confidence of him getting that final out in a 4-run game, but instead it'll be Adam Horowitz. And the good thing for Seavey is it certainly wasn't control being an issue. I mean, he had a little bit of a hiccup in the first batter he faced, put him 3-0, but since then, just a couple of hits. He got hit a little bit hard at some times, but still, nothing wrong with that outing from Matt Seavey.
So we're ready to play here, and it's Adam Horowitz with the chance to close this one out for the Mariners. All it's going to take is 1 out. His first pitch, a little wild there. Almost hits the batter. Ball 1. Runners on first and second base. In there for a strike to put the count at 1 apiece. 4-0 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Just 1 run, 1 out will do it. And now 2 strikes against the batter as that one's fouled off. And it would be Horowitz from the stretch. Just needs a strike for this one to be all said and done. And it's going to be in there, taken looking. Strike 3, and Adam Horowitz comes in to get the save. That's going to do it here today from Pope Park. The Mariners finish it out with the win, 4-0. Umpires, after an interesting 6th inning, will quickly head off the field, and that'll be the win for the Mariners, 4-0 here today. They get their 2nd win of the season. What started as a pitching duel turned into a 4-run lead for the Mariners after that 6th inning, where they tacked on 3 after scoring 1 in the 5th inning but a good showing by Logan Malin at the start of this one. And then a nice call to the bullpen to keep things in order for the Mariners.
Yeah, and a nice shutout from the staff. Got shaky towards the end, both last few innings. Runners were put on base in scoring position, and they came up big. Sevey was able to get the last 2 outs in the 6th. He got into a little bit of trouble in the 7th, and Horwitz comes in, gets the 1-out save on a really strong at-bat against LeBrault to end it. Shout out to the offense, too. I mean, all it took was that 6th inning. They were patient, and they let the Aztecs kind of get in their own way with those hit-by pitches, the walks that put a lot of runners on base and eventually in the top of the 6th inning. That big inning gave them the insurance they needed, and credit to the bullpen for being nails down the stretch.
Yeah, a meticulous win here for the Mariners. Able to get through that shaky 6th inning, but they do exactly that and hang on to win this one 4-0 here from Pope Park. Get their 2nd win of the season. It moves them to 2-4. And that's going to do it here for us. Another presentation here of Cranberry Baseball League presented by WMUA Sports. Want to thank those for tuning in. Cam Sibert and Colin Casey. We'll be back in action here again on Sunday for doubleheader starting at 10 a.m.